Hello, everyone. Oh, let's see. I just claimed something here. I'm gonna see if I can apply it fast. Kind of interesting how I feel like the music's louder in my ears. There we go. There we go. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Right there. Let's move this over. So apparently there were some Christmas lights. Some Christmas lights giveaway thing here. So I can add this to my scene. It's kind of cool. We'll randomly add it here. All right, let's go. Let's go. So I can select. So I think this is gameplay scene. Confirm. Said it's been added. I don't know. I don't know if it really added it. It's a lie! Oh, hey, no, looks like they did. It did add something. There we go. We're gonna have only one of these. I'm gonna shrink it down. Nope, hold on. There we go. We're just gonna have one little stream of lights. There we go. There, I'll at least stretch it so it goes to like that. There, perfect. We got some festive Christmas lights. Cool. All right. I guess that is that. I will leave that. We'll lock it. Beautiful. What am I gonna do today? I was out and about the past couple of days. I think I had to test the Riftbloom anchors to see how they worked if you put them on like dirt or something, or wood. I mean, wood or something. So let's do that. We're gonna build, start, and then probably update GitHub, push out the new beta. Unless I could think of anything else to put in there. We could work on something. I had the idea to have a totem that you could place down. It's an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's an idea. So we may pursue that too. Although at this point, I feel like I'm making busy work for myself. All right, what was I doing? I think I moved that model down a little bit and the hitbox down. Okay, so the rift anchors. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of those. So let's see how they act. We'll copy this. Let's make it daytime. Boop. Look at all this snow. I almost feel bad for that wolf. Almost. Here, we'll expand this out a little bit more. All right, I'm gonna plop some of these down. There we go. We're gonna spawn a rift. We're going to spawn 10 rifts. That way we get some rapid ticking. So that works, right? That works. GM. Let's get a knife. Because I got to be able to harvest these. Perfect. An elemental, really? All right, GM 1. It looks like they work. You don't necessarily have to have these. Yeah, and I'm still getting some drops here. Good. So it looks like it works. Works pretty well. You know what? Just because we can. Let's go into meditation. I'm gonna learn this. No, it despawned before I could. GM2, there we go. So that works pretty good. Let me hop into Discord. Let me make sure no one has found any crashes or errors or anything. Hey, Crickerlope. Yo, what's up? Nothing much. I am finding things to nitpick in this mod right now. That is what's going on. Okay, so there were some talks in the Rustbound Magic Alpha chat. So progression's going to be a little different. I already have it in. You still have to go in order to unlock things. But the unlocks are now acquire instead of craft. So if you craft this, or if you just pick something up, you will get the achievement. So that should help. Nice hat. Thank you. Thank you. It's my favorite Christmas hat. It's my favorite. My head's a little big, so it's hard to find a decent Christmas hat. I'm a big dude. I'm a tall, big dude. I don't know about tall. I don't know about tall. Huh. I don't have my music playing at random. There we go. Now I do. Boop. There we go. So the achievements are kind of fixed now. I put a floater out there to see if achievements should tie to your progression, and it seems like that was an unpopular choice, so I won't mess with any of that, which is fine. It's good. Doesn't need to tie to progression. It was just an idea. I think I have everything done for this next beta update. This was like the last thing I really had to test. Oh, I was gonna say, did I just jump off of here not in game mode too? Oh, I was going to work on my my totem idea. So what this thing would do is, and I don't know how you would get it yet. I don't know anything about it. I thought it would be cool to place something down that would have an effect on creatures. So basically, if we remove the snow here, you'll see I actually doctored up the ground. So the idea was there'd be a certain range from this that a creature would wander into, and it would cause them to fear, like be feared, and run away from the source of the block. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a totem. I don't know how you're going to craft this item. If I make it, I thought it was just a really neat idea that felt kind of magic-y. And it could be a ritual. Maybe you set up a ritual in an area, and it's like the ritual of warding, or something like that. And it makes a temporary thing, right? That just kind of lives for so long and then expires. But any creatures that get into it, besides players, right, would have fear cast on them automatically to have them run away from the source block. I just don't know how it would I don't know if it'd be too overpowered. Ideally, on the flip side, I thought of another ritual that would do the opposite. When something got in range, it would teleport them to the center and then root them in place, like a capture kind of thing. But then I got to think about how many charges would something like this get? Just having things just dragging them in and infinitely stacking creatures in the middle is kind of overpowered, especially if you pair that with the essence, the Devouring Void, like that essence generator. This becomes very OP. The Poseidon, first time actually able to join a stream, and you absolutely were not kidding by everything being changed. Yeah, right. Yeah. It's and like I said in the beginning here, I don't know if you heard, at this point I'm actually nitpicking the mod because I expected the full release for 1.20. Well, I expected the full release of 1.20 to come about around the time I was done with the rewrite. I finished early, much earlier than planned. So it's been kind of like, you know, playing the mod a little more than developing these days. But then the duration should be pretty high. The fear could be really useful for farms to scare away critters. It could be. I mean, but, you know, at the same time, it could be useful, but you could also just put up a fence. Right? Like, I have to gauge, that's why this is just an idea now. I have to gauge the amount of work versus what else could do the same job, right? I thought something like this would be cool. I'm still on the fence about it, though. Still on the fence, because it's going to take a lot of work. I'm going to have a sphere of influence similar to this. And basically, if something is within range, I have to do a scan every maybe second of an area just to see what entities are around, and then apply a buff, or I would technically be a debuff, which means I would have to make a debuff system for entities. Like, I have one for the players, I'd have to make one for entities. Which would then, of course, apply fear. Or what I could do is, instead of doing the debuff, I could just temporarily rewrite their AI tasks and stop all their AI tasks, and then force spawn the fear AI task. Maybe. but then again, like I said, I don't know if it's something that's wanted. I had a couple other ideas I thought about. Now this, I distilled this down. Hear me out. Basically, you would have blocks, right, that you would put down. You know, let's just get something here, right here, just like this. You'd put down a couple blocks, however you want. And then what these blocks would be, they would be like mimic blocks, right? So they would look like maybe a magical frame, and then you can like take a solid block, right? And then right click on it to have it be that skin. And then you could right click on it to like disable the collision for it, so you could walk through like a hidden door. I don't think it is really magic. It could be more tech, you know, something like that. But I had the idea to do that. And then, of course, I'm like, well, you could maybe lock it to like maybe a mage can see that it's like a fake, you know, like a mimic, because maybe I'll put like a star in the name when you're looking at it or something. Or maybe I'll just keep it completely hidden. I don't know. I thought that would be a neat idea, maybe. Because you'd have something like this, right? But you would see... Oh, let's get another thing here. But that would be like the doorway. But then I thought about it and I'm like, isn't that just like a door? You know, am I really just gonna make like another door and have it, you know what I mean? Like have it be like a hidden door? Is there a mod out there that already does that? You know, those are the questions I ask myself with these ideas, these crazy ideas. Yeah, the creature attractor thing seems pretty OP, since if they don't pathfind and you can just make a mob farm. Yeah, it's true. Well, the creature idea, instead of pathfinding to it, it would be like a teleport over to it and then a stasis, right? Like it would be... I got the idea from, I think it's Blood Magic mod for Minecraft, because they had their version of like a ritual, but it like would teleport things to like the center, and then like it was like barrier blocks were around so they couldn't really get out while the thing was active. So I thought about something like that, but it does clash with the Devouring Void. It makes it to where you would have to use those two things together. Like it would be overpowered. You'd be crazy not to. And then I thought for the rituals, maybe the rituals could, like if you make it through a ritual, maybe it has only so many charges, right? But even that, right? And then I had it to where, like, what if it was a physical item, right? You would put down a totem and then cast transmutation or activate it, right? Because this was the other idea, right? It would turn into a totem, and then you could cast Transmutation or use Rusty Dust, so non-magic users can use it too. And while it was active, it would have like so many charges, or it would last for 15 minutes, right? And then it would do whatever, like it would cast the fear, right, when things came in. But then it would take a charge, right? And if the charges expire or the time expires, it just becomes the inert block again that you could then go over and like refuel. But then that's weird to make it through a ritual. So I don't know. We've been playing it on our 1.19.8 server. Currently the wizard of the server. As a result, through everyone's exciting for me to delve into it again. Figured it would be smart to try and catch streams to get a look at what I'm actually going to work with. All right, so you're using the new beta on a server? Also, NGL hiding my mountain base with hidden mage blocks sounds amusing. Yeah, I kind of like it, but haven't seen any tech mods that relate to hidden doors through Vintage. Maybe that's something I can fill the void for, because it's like we're a modding community, right? I don't want to rewrite other people's mods and put them in mine, because it's a waste of time. I could be coming up with like new things for people to use. But yeah, having like a chameleon door or something, like I think that would be pretty neat. I think it'd be pretty cool. And then, of course, like kind of trying to figure this out, right? Like I'll figure it out, and I want them to be utility blocks, because I want non-mages to like gain benefits from having the magic mod in their server too. I know there's some people that do their you know, their role-playing stuff, and so, you know, maybe not everyone's going to be a mage, but I still want that mage to have value to other people, right? Here's some spell scrolls, here's some whatever, here's utility blocks, right? Here's, you know, I could break those temporal gears you have down into rusty gears, you know, things like that. Yeah, that's really cool and could be magic-y. If it would become like all magical and transparent the closer you get to it. And also the higher tier mages can see it from further away. And yes, it would be a fancy door, but I mean, it's cool, so why not? Yeah, I'm not sure about the transparent thing. It's weird, because like you'd have to kind of do it through shaders. And shaders are weird in this game. You can see shaders through other blocks. Right, so if I do something like this, you see those rifts? That is what shaders fail with. Like, that's through a solid block wall. And I can still, you know what I mean? So, like, I can't use shaders to do a dimming effect. It would literally be like, everyone would see that it looks like cobblestone of whatever kind or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's a good idea. I just don't know how to do it, honestly. a lot of stuff. A lot of people have good ideas, and I'm like, I don't know how to make that in the game. Like, I don't know. Put it in block form, and then I can do it. Put it in item form, and I can do it. For totems, I feel like rituals would fit the theme better, or make it so that a ritual by default, but totems can be made to get these effects instantly anywhere. Interesting. Yeah, I just have to come up with, if I do this, right? If I do this, I got to come up with a good way to like give it to people. A ritual would be cool, but it would also be cool to have a totem. You know, or like a block that could just be like inert, and then you can place it down somewhere and like charge it and have it work that way. You know, it seems like there may be two different themes here, right? If it's a ritual, it probably should last for a certain amount of time and have infinite charges for that length, right? Because you have to set up the ritual. You need a wide enough space that's kind of empty to even do this. You know what I mean? Because you got to draw whatever the pattern's going to be. Yeah, I don't know. Or it's something that may be a little harder to make, like reserved for a higher tier as well. But that one, it's like anyone can use, and you could like charge it with transmutation or rusty dust, kind of like this, right? Like if I'm a non-mage, I can get rusty dust. Oop, rud. Yeah, rusty. Oop. There we go. Rusty dust there. Right, so right now I'm getting the stabilized buff, you know, for, you know, like about here it's going to start to tick down, but in this area I'm going to be temporarily stable, so I can build underground and do whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I gotta just figure that part out. No, the one available on the DB. No one has been on your server, and I haven't gotten any beta access. Ours is an RP server with like 16 or so people. Oh, okay. So, oh man, I am sorry. You're playing the current version. I'll tell you this. I got rid of temporal fragments, and I think I want to bring them back in an ironic way, because that was like the biggest thing people talked to me about. It was like, it's so hard to get temporal fragments. You need so many temporal fragments. How do you get temporal fragments? I got rid of the whole item. It's all different now. What I did for this rewrite, so to give you a little background, Poseidon, I had an update that was ready to go that tried to rework things. There were a lot of things about the mod I didn't like. I didn't like how I threw 5 systems in your face for you to even get magic spells. I didn't like how weak the magic was. There was a lot of dislikes that I had with the way the current mod was. It was like I was taking ideas from other mods and putting things together. There were like, what, 6 different ways to like craft an item of a different kind. I got rid of most of that stuff. So when I had the update and I fixed a bunch of things and it still didn't feel good, and I'm like, you know what? I disabled every single blocking item in the game, and I rewrote everything from scratch with like what I thought I wanted the flow of the mod to be. And I have to say, I feel really bad for the you know, for the people that are playing the current version of the DB, you know, in the mod DB page, and they like it. They're gonna love the new version. It's so much better, so much better. Like the spells, like everything, it's just so much better. Like you see the one change right in the corner, effects list. Every buff you have, you will see how long it's gonna last for. You know, things like quality of life, things like that. I actually went through my mod was very unoptimized for a multiplayer server. There's a lot of weird glitchy things that did happen. I've played this. I currently have a multiplayer server running for the beta for this mod. Like, I've done all the testing, put all the fixes in. Like multiplayer, like when you cast a buff now, you can see the effect, like effects on other people. You can give buffs to other people. It's so much better. So much better. To get beta access, there's a couple ways. There's a couple ways to do it. The first way, which I definitely like and encourage, is in my Discord. Just be active, right? Like, you know, be friendly, be active. Like, I look for people like that, and I'll pass out like an invite to them. They'll send them a message, say, hey, do you want access to the beta right now? You know, it's fully playable. It's been playable since like mid-alpha. It's been playable since like maybe alpha 3 or 4. And I've had like 20 alphas, and we're on beta 7. So, beta 7.1, that's what it is. That, or anyone who like subscribes on subs on Twitch, they get instant access, and as a thank you, I give them the supporter pet here as a little thank you. So I put in a whole non-combat pet system as well. So so those are the 2 ways. Like I said, I encourage you to talk in the Discord, because I like when people talk, give me ideas, and I put it in the mod. And then once you have access, if you want to put it on your role-playing server or whatever, feel free to. Just know that there's one big thing. The big reason why I'm waiting for 1.20, and I've been asked this a lot. Why isn't it on the ModDB site? It's because people do not read. They don't read. So with this, I waited for 1.20 because this is completely incompatible with my current mod. So if you have a 1.19.8 world, and that's what I'm on right now, a 1.19.8 world, that's what the mod was built on here. I'm not touching 1.20 because when Tyrone's not even putting it on the main Vintage Story server yet, you know it's got some gremlins in it. You know, you know there's some problems in it. But the two are not compatible. If you load this up in an old world, you'll probably get some weird, janky things with the people who already unlocked magic, because I reused a lot of those watched attribute tags for different things. I haven't fully tested it yet, you know, with that transition, so I just give the warning, like, start a new world. Just start a new world, or, like, even the registry names for everything has been normalized, so... You know, like the old Nexus doesn't exist. Now it's called an Oculus, you know, or now it's called an Obelisk. You know, Light Nexus, Dark Nexus, those things don't exist anymore. Like it's all different. It's all different. So, yeah. Let's go into the creative world. I think if I'm going to try to see if I can have a block give a status effect to a creature. If we can, maybe we'll get like the Ritual of Fear or something like that, right? We'll come up with some name for it and we'll give it a pattern, but we'll add it. We'll add it. I have nothing else to do. The mod's like done. I don't have much else to do in the mod. The temporal fragment cost was insane. I missed a couple things here. Yes, it would make it a new sort of magic system which can be used in the form of rituals or totems. Depending on which form you use, the effect would last longer, but it's more work to get it working. Use a totem to get the effect instantly with minimal work, but the effect is weaker, lasts a shorter. Yeah, you could do that, but there's another caveat to that, is like one is more sustainable than the other. It's going to be a lot easier to just create an item, place it down, and charge it, right, than it will be to set up a dedicated area for a ritual. Right, and you could, if it's a single block, you could place that like literally right inside, and like right tucked against a wall, or hide it under a single block, and it would be more overpowered. But I see what you're getting at. But I don't want rituals to be feel very shamanistic to me, or totems. You know what I mean? Like a ritual could have like a dark, you know, like you could be a necromancer doing a ritual, right? Not necessarily a, you know, a druid or a shaman, you know, shaman. The temporal fragment cost was insane. As an RP wizard, I got to tier 2 the same time as most people got iron and steel. Yeah, they're configs to help speed that stuff along. But yeah, it was a slog. Now, there's also Poseidon. There are 3 ways you can gain maximum mana. The first way, of course, is casting spells. The second way is, of course, wearing mage armor, which the mage armor got a pretty big buff. And then the third way is a new system called Meditation Insight. So there are blocks. It's kind of like Thaumcraft with a thermometer. There are going to be magic blocks in the game. And what you could do is, while you meditate, you can look at these blocks and you can unlock maximum mana by discovering them. There's also, in rifts, random ancient artifacts can spawn in them as well, and this is one of them. And what you can do is you can either make this inert, like this one, to like decorate with it, or you can meditate, look at this, and you can unlock more maximum mana that way. Actually, it's under discoveries. It kind of keep track of everything for you. But yeah, you gain like an extra +3 maximum mana for like each one of these things discovered. And of course, like all this other stuff, here we go. I gotta find a use for Moonstone. But yeah, like all the crystals and stuff, you'll see like they all have different mana mana amounts that you can get for meditating on them. I think this one's like 2, yeah, so you get 2 maximum mana each. And I break things down, so if you look at my screen there, I tell you what the total mana is now, and I tell you like mana from magic experience, you know, because that's what you use to like go to the next tier, right? Meditation Insight mana and your armor bonus mana. So it breaks everything down, so you don't have to like take off your armor and be like, what's my maximum mana at? You could just look at it here. A lot of quality of life things. Oh, and you'll love this too, Poseidon. Rift Bloom Tea. the best idea that I think, one of the best ideas. You drink it and it puts a mana regen buff on you. That every 5 seconds it replenishes mana equal to your magic tier, and if you drink it out of a chalice, it doubles the effect, which is awesome for mana regeneration. It costs Riftbloom seeds, which are not cheap, but it's awesome. So, all right, let's set up a pen area. Oh, I put in elemental attunement. So if you want, it's kind of different. Now it's like essence attunement instead. So I have each attunement, like there's a light, neutral, and dark, right, for the essence. I tiered all the spells around that too. Like I redid that whole grimoire creation system too, that whole spell research system, but each element is like in a bundle. And they have pros and cons against each other, like nature and arcane are direct oppositions, right? Lightning and frost are direct. They're in conflict because, you know, light and dark should have more. Neutral has 2 elements, but water, right? Water's going to have the weakness to fire. Earth is going to have the weakness to wind. So it's this nice little like rock, paper, scissors thing. But you can attune to an element. Like you could become like light essence attuned, which is this right here. Do I have one on? Nope. So you can soulbind to it. And it's kind of like Final Fantasy XIV, to where you equip it like that. Now you can actually see, like, I have coloration around my eyes. There we go. Maybe, there we go. So, right, so you can look at people that are attuned and they would have whatever that attunement is. And now, I gain any light spells, gain 50% potency and duration on their buffs, but then because you attune to one element, you're weaker in the other 2 tiers. So that means that I can shoot a fireball now, and instead of doing like 18 damage, it does like 24 points of damage because I'm a fire mage, you know, pretty much right now. Like that's one of my elemental attunements. If I want to cast the agility buff on someone, instead of lasting 30 minutes, it's going to last like 45 minutes. Right? So you can choose to attune to a cluster of elements to gain an upper hand. Man, that visual on the model is really cool. Yeah, right? It's like that with all the other ones too here. And if you take off, like I just removed it, you gain essence exhaustion, which is a debuff in the corner, so you can't equip another essence. It just drops it on the floor until you recover, so you can't cheat the system and like swap out every attunement to like be powerful at every single thing. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of neat stuff here. The new update is just it's good. So working on tier 3, but I had no less than 16 light nexus and then some. Pretty much took over a mountain with my magic stations. Nice. I'm definitely going to be active on Discord more, but hopefully get more of an overview of what you've done rather than suggesting things that have already been added. Yeah, when you gain when you gain access to, I have this whole other section. You can see like the polls and everything that we've been talking about, and you can feel free to bring anything up in there too. You know, like we talk about, we rehash some things all the time. I really don't like how the shader system is. Like, you still see shaders through blocks. It's so weird. So weird. Although that does look pretty cool. I really do like that, actually. I like that. All right, we were gonna set up an area. You know what? Let's set it up right over here. This looks like a good spot. So I'm going to piggyback this off of a block already to save some time, because I still don't know if this is going to be 100% what I want to do. Let's do... Let's get a basic runestone. Pop this block on. Let's just cast transmutation to activate it. There we go. Oh yeah, little things like I have stuff like under your feet now. Like I fixed so many things. And the spells, I'll tell you this, the spells are a lot stronger. I went through every single spell and buffed them. I added new ones too. Let me show you some of the new ones here. We'll do Mark of the Zephyr. Grab that. We'll grab Swiftness 3 just because it's awesome. Oh, you know what? Let's do this in you know, actually this is fine. We'll do it in this world. Let's do Soaring Leap. So I'll do Mark of the Zephyr first. So you can cast it. This is an AoE buff, right? So anyone that would stand within that circle would gain the benefits. So with this buff, if you hold here, let me get on the ground here. Let's go into like game mode 1. So while you're holding, oh, I gotta re-add this here. There we go. So interesting. I gotta recalibrate that. So you should be gaining it's like a Featherfall now. I gotta add more Y value to it. Oh, I see what I have to do. I have to unbind these. That was a bad spell to show you. This is really what the spells piggyback off. Soaring Leap. So as you jump, you gain more jump. You gain more vertical jump. You can actually jump up to 3 blocks high with this. So you can stack that. You can stack run speed. So you can like bounce around a world, which is actually really awesome. Let's go into a real world. Let's go into a real world. Did you see the list of buffs there too? Here, we'll go back into this hermit world. Spell visuals are so good, right? Part of me heavily debate trying to learn more of the coding just to see how you made spells. I was hoping to see if there was a config for damage on some spells and duration and such. I put those in originally. It ballooned my configs by almost 2,000 lines. Putting in to where you could modify everything. It was too much overhead. It was kind of bad. Let's do Soaring Leap. There we go. Boom. See? So that's what you get with oh, here we go. Soaring Leap. Which is pretty nice, being able to jump higher. Right? So I could jump right up to here. The only thing that's kind of weird for me still is the orbs for projectiles. I would rather see them as pure particles, or just literally make an orb much smaller and maybe scale up with spell teal. Well, it does that. I had to rewrite that system too. I didn't realize that the projectile that you saw with transmutation, all of them, the collision box was actually half a block down, and I wasn't originating them from the center that is you, like where you're looking. So I rewrote all of that. And yes, as you cast spells, they do get bigger, right? If I pull up Fireball, let's pull up Fireball. So we'll do Fireball 1 and Fireball 3. So that's Fireball 1, right? Let's see if I can get a better angle. There we go. Right, and this is Fireball 3. So you see there is a size difference now. It's bigger, it hits harder. Is it a lot easier to get spells early on now? When I played last on previous version, I barely did any actual magic before I was already at steel and done. Yes. I actually introduced a whole system in the middle there, so there is primitive magic now. So as caveman when you start off, you can create wands that are dedicated to certain spells that are easy to cast, really low mana cost. I got a handful of like kind of entry level buffs in there. You know, you can pick up any of the elemental spells, hydrate farmlands. You know, the ignite spell, lesser ignite, is freaking awesome when you're starting out. Like it costs 10 mana, right? It's gonna be a lot heavier with mana, but you can light a fire instantly set the temperature to 250, so it like lights up your fire and gets you to cooking temperature. It's also nice because you can use this spell on a forge to instantly ignite your forge, right, the fuel in there, and then ignite the metal and start it off at 250 instead of starting off at 0 degrees. And there are more powerful versions of this spell, but it's nice having a caveman version. You basically need like a stick, I think some shifting fibers, and a piece of charcoal, and you can make this wand and cast the spells. It's awesome. So yeah, I put primitive magic in there to bridge the gap to get you into grimoires, right? But you'll have all of your wand-based magic, and you can use them, you know, even when you have grimoires. Like, I love this buff, this Soaring Leap buff. So I knew it would be based off of what I saw with transmutation. Pleasant day, lovely people. Hello, hello. That sounds great. Yeah. Been a big fan of your work since early Minecraft days. Recently rediscovered you on YouTube, and I'm pleasantly surprised you're now modding my current favorite game. Yeah, the next big thing I'm gonna do with modding. This mod is kind of feature complete now. I'm gonna be rewriting the machines mod when 1.20 is stable. All right, let's go back into here. All right, let's fly around. So I'll just use this world. Let's try to see if we can make this thing run away from this block. It's going to be the same principles as the fear spell. Right, so let's summon another wolf here. Let's make it daytime too. Boop. I'm glad you like the stuff though. I'm glad. As long as one person likes what I'm doing, it's worth it. There we go. So this thing is afraid of me. No matter where I go, he's going to try and run in the opposite direction from me. Right? And I slowed him down a little bit so you can kite them if you want. So that is what we are going to want to apply to this guy. Let's kind of open this up a little bit. I'm so sorry, Wolf. Oh, and I fixed it to where in multiplayer servers, the revive spell works on players as long as they don't respawn. So if they stay with their corpse, you could summon their corpse over to you if they're like in a dangerous place, and then you could cast revive on them and bring them back to life in the server. Love it. Love it. Been a big fan of your work since... Oh, I read that. And thank you again. Thank you. This is currently my favorite game too. For the explosions though, I think pure particles would be visually nicer than the big orb thing. Currently, because it's kind of glitched into nearby blocks. And also, are you playing on the new version though? Because it doesn't do that anymore. Like I said, the hitboxes were weird. So give it a try where it is now. And honestly, I like the shaders more than particles. Did you know that a particle isn't centered? If you look at a particle from the angle, like basically if this block was a particle, it would spawn at this center here. So it would be like that on your reticle, and you would have nothing over here. It does not balance. So your orbs, if I made them all particles, would be to the left. Yeah, because it's whatever you're, it's to the right of wherever you're facing. So your orbs will always be off to the right and up. It would be up and to the right. So particles they're not that great in this mod. The way I get away with particles, like as you see there, see how it spawns in? It spawns in and then it like dips over. That is the crosshair for a particle. I just give that a negative. That way it kind of looks like it's fading. But yeah, you would only get like a burst from like the one top side. They're weird. They're weird. Maybe when we get like animated textures, I can make things look better. ViesCraft mod on Minecraft was always my all-time favorite. Played Minecraft for over a decade and tried all the mods. Yeah, I played Minecraft for a long time. I would love for this game to get so big that I could go back to CurseForge and start doing things on that again. I liked CurseForge. It was a good community. My friend normally plays with all their own perspective tools, chiseling for one, cooking and such for the others. A lot of them like rusty shells with the guns, cannons, and so on. As a soul wizard, our plan is to have a covenant, have magic versus tech. Ooh, so you're saying I gotta beef up my magic? Wait till you get the spells, though. I think Corpse Explosion, if you could time that, it does 50 points of damage to everything in the area. You have like a dead rabbit or something that is like laying in the grass, and you cast Corpse Explosion as players are walking by. It doesn't matter what they have, it's going to blow them up. Does a lot of damage. Are you in the Discord now? Yeah, that's why I put the summon corpse spell and the corpse swap spell. I want you to be able to like maneuver, right, and like have a corpse and like drag it over and set a trap and then wait up on a hill, because I think you can activate this from like 40 blocks away. I changed the range of all spells, so you can, and you'll be able to see if you're on the corpse, because you'll see like the corpse information and you can blow them up. Although it's not like a huge AoE. You'd have to make sure they were kind of close to that corpse, but the damage, like the tier 2 version of corpse explosion spell, really, really beastie. Let's see if I can find you here. I think you're called something else in Discord. Can't you get around the particle being offset by offsetting where you spawn them? Yeah, but then that becomes sloppy because I have to continuously statically offset it depending on the size and a couple other factors of the particle. I don't have that much time. I'm not going to devote that much time. They just need to, like, the game itself needs to fix the particle system so it self-centers wherever the point of origin is. That's what needs to happen. Okay, let's actually do some work. Poseidon, I don't see you in my Discord. Yeah, I don't see you in here, unless you're like offline. Although I'm in streamer mode too, but I don't see you in here. So you gotta join my Discord. Wait, maybe is that you? Just a P? Nope. I don't think that's you either. I'm in stream mode, so I can't see it. But all right, let's cast fear on this thing. Let's do some coding. So I'm gonna have to tap into the block entity for the stability stabilizer. It is, I got so many things now. So that is the block station. I need the block entity. Let's pull up utility blocks, utility, stability stabilizer. Here we go. So while it's active, I have this run apply buffs on players. Let's change this. We're gonna add, we're not gonna add a method. I'm gonna add a method. We're gonna have to restart the game. There's no way around it. We're gonna re-add this. I'm gonna say run apply buff to entities. I'll say to non-player entities. All right, so we're gonna generate the same kind of list within the area depending on the runestone. And in that list, we are going to say if the entity, I'm just going to put a not statement here. So if it is not a player, then we can add it to the list, and then we can try to apply this buff, which I set some attributes here. I run some stuff on the server, and then I send a packet. So that is not what we want. So we're going to comment this out. So in here is going to be how I would want to apply fear. Let's pull up the fear spell. This may actually be a lot easier than I thought it would be. Fear is a tier 2 spell. I also want to make a spell, like an AoE fear, The World of Warcraft player in me automatically thinks of like Howl of Terror for a name. And I want to make an AoE root and an AoE daze spell as well. Like Blinding Light or something. Ah, there you go. There you go. We've had a good conversation here. So you should see more now, a whole new section. So have fun. Have fun. Let's look at the fear spell. I do, thanks. And if you have any suggestions or anything, like I've been having just like one-on-one like Discord calls with people. So I don't mind doing that. Okay, so we got the fear spell here. I kind of want these side by side. All right. So in here, we are going to have to do a couple of things here. I think if I copy... I'm going to have to copy all of this. And we're going to have to prune stuff out. So I'm going to make another thing here. I'll say this is a protected void apply fear. I'm going to paste all this in, and now we got to clean it up. So target.alive. So we got the target, which I have here. Boom. Santa Dad, how goes? Goes pretty well. I was out and about yesterday. About a couple hours away, they have this like train station, and they actually do this like Polar Express thing. So of course I had to bring Baby Triangle on the Polar Express to see Santa. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. We are going to pull in... I think I'm going to have to rewrite, not as much as I thought, but I'm definitely going to have to rewrite some parts of this. I want... we'll just put in entity. I'll just call it entity for now. So anything that is selected entity, I'm going to replace with this new one. There we go. I like this song. Of course, I think I'm going to read through what you made first. I'll make suggestions. Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Damn, that was louder than I thought it would be. Oof. Thank you very much for the Prime. Resubbed. Nice. Thanks for the Prime. My friends and I love this mod for our server. Your work is very much appreciated. I appreciate that. Yeah, and there's a section. So the people who do the Twitch subbing, look at the Twitch subs info and send me that info so you can get the little thank you there. All right, and it'll be in the next beta. All right, so direct contact here. So that is this whole method, which I'm just going to copy because I want fear to be applied if this thing has direct line of sight. And I pasted in the wrong place. I like this song. I don't know why. Okay, so has direct contact. So by entity, we're just going to make this entity. Wow, if I could spell it right. The range, I think I will have... This is going to have to be a float. We are going to put in the range for the float. So I'm going to say float range. We'll get rid of this part of it. You know what? Entity. Let's do that. There we go. Look at all that. So I'm going to have the target entity. I'm going to have the player entity. Oh, you know what? This is not going to be entity. Has direct contact. I don't think I can use this. For now, we will get rid of that whole thing. This is still a trial kind of thing. I'm just gonna comment this out for now. There we go. And we'll get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this else statement. I don't want to send anything to a player. We can get rid of this because I'm not going to be consuming mana. We can get rid of that because, again, I'm not sending messages. So this is the distilled version. So I'm going to look to see if the target's alive, and then I'm going to look to see if they have the AI task behavior, which they should. I think all creatures have it by default, but it's a safety check. And then I get the behavior, and then get your status effects. Get your behaviors, right? Add the special status effect behavior if the target doesn't already have it. Okay, so I add my effect, and then I write this watched attribute to you, which is what I'm doing to wolves. I'll have to look later. I'm on vacation. My Discord is linked to Twitch, though. Perfect. Then it'll be ready for you when you get back. You're on vacation? Where are you? What are you doing? I heard around me there's an indoor water park. I think I'm going to save up and do a vacation there. That sounds like a lot of fun. Especially since it's like snowing outside. Old Vice wants to cannonball into some nice, refreshing, warm water. If the counter is 3 or more, the spell will fail. Oh, good. We'll keep that. And then I look to see if the target has health. If the target has health, if the entity is a player, I'm just applying a spell effect, so we'll get rid of that. Okay, this task. So this right here isn't going to be entity based. Shoot. So my problem now is the fact that I need, maybe I can do something with this, right? So target entity, I'm gonna have to modify this fear effect. So in here, target entity, I'm going to create another variable. Yeah, I'm going to create another variable here. I was going to say, where'd my AI task go? There we go. Boop. There we go. Pop this back open. There we go. So we are going to create, I will call this, it's going to be a public, instead of entity, I'm going to say position, POS. Or I could say, I probably should do block position. Block position. I can say target block position. We'll copy that. We'll come back down here. So I will say if this dot target block position does not equal null, we will update the flee mode. And what I need to do is convert this block position. I need to do it as not a vector 3i, I should say. Can I do a direct? I may not be able to do a direct change into an entity position. Yeah, I don't see this. I can try, you know what, let's see what flee mode actually does here. So it wants a vector 3D, you know what? I could do that. So we'll do this block position as, not vector 3i, I'll do a vector 3D, 2 vector 3D. There we go. So this ideally should be all I need to do. Went to the Brandon Sanderson convention called Dragonsteel Nexus, but staying a few more days. That's yeah, that, right, RC? That sounds really interesting. Is it like a comic convention, or? I mean, with the sound of the names, it sounds pretty cool. I'm not familiar with it. All right, let's copy that. Let's go back to the stability stabilizer. So now instead of doing this for the fear, we can say target block position, which is now there, equals, and we will do this dot position. So true task, here we go. We need to also do this true task dot target block position equals this dot position. I can't join that. There, this position. I can get rid of this because that doesn't apply. And honestly, all of this, we are going to comment all of this out. I have a duplicate to apply a fear effect on entities that do not have health as well. But for now, everything I'm going to be spawning has health. This should do the job. I'm not going to be able to fireball this in. We are going to gracefully shut down. And we're going to rebuild. Okay, what does it not like here? Oh, for particles, ooh, this ID, we are going to put in enum, or I could say spell names dot fear dot to string. There we go. Okay, that should be happier. So this should apply fear from a block-based position. Books, he's a fairly big writer. He finished Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time book series. Oh, okay. Let's get rid of that. Boop. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The only reason why I asked, I'm not familiar with that book series. Around us, we have like the Roberson Center, and something like that. It's we used to have like a comic convention, so it'd be like RoberCon, is what it was called. So since I wasn't familiar with it, I thought like you're talking about like Dragon Steel Nexus. It all sounds like things I would want to put in my mod. Jeez, there's a lot. Yeah, right, Poseidon? Reading through each change you made with each announced from V1, it's going to be a lot, man. It's going to be a lot. There was a lot, especially in the beginning. But as you'll see, like, I'll have an idea, and I'll just be like, hey, guys, I'm thinking of this. Am I crazy? Like, am I, is this a good idea? So. All right, let's go back in the world. Indoor water park. Is this Great Wolf Lodge? Those places are scary. I don't know what it's called. Freya told me about it. And then I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. It's probably not going to be this year. So I do not see fear. I do not see this being affected by fear right now. Oh, it's because this has been turned off. Okay. Let's just get a bunch of rusty dust. Rusty dust. Ah. Come on, of course you got to be right on the line. Can you move over? All right. So you should be affected by fear right now, and you are not affected by fear. So let's take a look. Let's see if... oh, this wouldn't run. I forgot to do a vital piece of this whole pie. I never put the apply fear in here. I never did it. Oh man. So yep, let's copy this. Oh, you know what? This is actually not what I want to do anyways. Let's copy this and whoops, and undo that. Okay, so we will paste this in. The range is going to be the adjusted area. Okay, now let's see. Still doesn't look afraid, huh? Look at him. Look at him. He's just standing in it. Doesn't even know what's coming his way. All right, we got to see where the breakdown is here. So does it get this far? Armor references dot logger. I'll just put a 1. There we go. So do I see this spamming my logs? Nope, I do not. All right, buddy, you need to... I'm giving you too much freedom. Can you come out? Jeez, thank you. I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna knock you over a little bit. Don't worry, I'll heal you. If you get too low, I can revive you. There we go. Now you would definitely be in the effect of fear. I'm not seeing any ticks. Let's go a little further down here. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Achievement system, rift blooms. There we go. All right, let's put this back in here. There we go. Now I don't have to find it. Copy. Oh, I never called this either. I forgot to call because I went down to here and I'm like, oh, we need to make a new method. Oh my gosh. That's something. That happened. Okay, so in here, what we would need is the adjusted area, which may be redundant. I may end up pruning that back out. So attached runestone tier. Oh, okay. So actually I just need to pass this through. What else do you need? World accessor. Let's put in world. What else do you need? Position. All right, let's put in position. There we go. Oh, I saw particles. What are we doing here? So, oh, we got one of these things as null, huh? Update target position. So let's take a look at this. So in here, traversable. Because if we look here, we got particles. And actually, it affected my pet too. Rookie mistake. Yeah, look at this guy. Thinks he knows programming. Don't worry, RC. I'll get your in-game name, and I'll make sure this crash happens for only you, and I'll put a nice bow on top. I know what you're looking for, what you want Santa to bring you. All right. So in here somewhere, oh, target entity null. That the first thing right off the bat. So I'm still using the target entity in this flea mode, which means that we need to create a new flea mode for this. Let's just shut down because I'm gonna have to make a new method. I'm going to put this method. I'm gonna put it right in here. There, we'll paste this in. So I'm going to say update target position flea mode, and I'll say for lock position. Just like that. And I will copy this. We will connect the dots before I forget again. So we'll do that. Instead of base, I will say this dot. Yeah. Now I'm going to have to bring some things over here. Looks like we had a variable for temp VEC. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So let's bring over some variables. Let's do a save. All right, so this only exists in there. We'll probably need some other things. I'll just put the variable there. We will need access to a traversable. I think that may be a bool, right? Is that a bool? traversable. Oh, it's right there. All right, it's its own little method, and it's private. Why do that? There we go. Traversable. We will need the other variable for the collision, and I believe that only exists and is calculated. Yep, right there, which is perfect. Copy, paste. Okay, so now we're back to where it was before. I'll bring down servers like a god. I'll be like a pestilence on every server. No one will be safe. Okay, so I have to go through here. Anything where it's saying like target entity, and the server position. Oh, hold on. Okay, I know what I need to do. Actually, this is what I need to do here. And I still need target entity. Let's go back into here. We gotta make a couple adjustments. Apply fear. I need this. Here, let's put a comma there. So I need this to be the wait a minute. Does it need to be the target entity? So the target position, so it's updating the position. Oh, you know what? I was right before. Ha, just kidding. Just kidding. Let's remove this. There we go. Just kidding. No, because it's what I originally thought. It's the center point for the feared target. There we go. Okay, so we'll get that target position. So it's still looking for the target entity. This is where I need to put in the XYZ position of the stationary block. So just a question: how much cleaner is this rework? We do run a more modded server for our RP play. We will be resetting everything and restarting as soon as new versions and such become available. But I'd hope it would be like we have now, minimal lag, all the fun. Yeah, it's the only, and this applies to the current version of the mod, the only incompatibility that I know of is with the item clump mod. And it's because the way the game synchronizes a thrown entity object's stack size, it doesn't always agree on the server and the client. So when you do rituals and stuff, I force you to throw it out one at a time, right, with the Q key. And that prevents items from being overconsumed or not consumed at all, or leaving like artifacts where like the client still thinks it exists, but the server ate it all, or the server, you know, thought that there was still an item there, so it was an invisible item, then you pick it back up and there was no cost. A lot of weirdness. But the item clump mod, when you throw things out close enough, turns them all into one item. You can't do rituals with things like that. So that's the only incompatibility. But yeah, everything else, honestly, it probably works a heck of a lot better. I've cleared up a lot of nonsensical bullcrap. Interesting, weird, but I throw things one at a time anyway, so I know my math is right. Yeah, that's the only way it works. And it's weird because in the current versions, I think 1.20 is going to help push it in the right direction. The claim to fame of this game is like, oh, well, you don't get those like in Minecraft, the server lag ticks, right? Because the client kind of just catches up. Like the client can have like 10 ticks, you know, that second. Maybe the server had like 28 ticks per second, right? You know, there's a difference there. They try to do the same, but there are times when it's like, okay, well, the server just gobbled up because it ticked like 20 times and your client only ticked a few, but the server overticked and it gobbled up everything even more than it was supposed to do, right? You get weird things like that. So for now, you have to statically throw one thing out with the Q key at a time. That's also why it also works for the Oculus, the new Crucible multi-block structure. You got to do that one at a time. Oh, Poseidon, a big change that I did, I rewrote the Oculus and everything. Now, if you log out and log back in, or a world shuts down or something, when you are synthesizing something, it no longer comes back in a broken state and you have to reset. It remembers the step you were on. That took so much effort to do. You have no idea the amount of work that had to go into doing that. I do some crazy, crazy things to make that work. I've got a few too many Eaton roams. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, let me continue with this. Oh, we need the variable for step height as well. That was the other thing that we are lacking. And let's take a look at step height. I think step height is going to be calculated elsewhere. Yep. Yeah, so there is step height right there. Kind of want to play Super Mario Odyssey now, listening to this music. Love that game. There we go. So we're going to make sure we get the step height of whatever the creature is for the traversing path. There we go. So if I try this again, it will give me another error. Because we still don't have a target entity here. Man, this would be so much better as a ritual, because I won't have to write any more code. I just spawn an entity that's like an invisible entity in the area, like when you complete the ritual, and all of this old code would work 100%. But I can't be lazy. Let's continue with block position. Can't be lazy. Actually, I think looking at this, I just have to insert the positional data, right? So I can say, let's get there we go. This is what I want. So I need to do this dot target entity, target position, target POS, and that target position's a vector 3D, and then I need this, which is a block position. It's also a vector 3D, so let's do this. Instead of target position, I'll just do target 1 position. That doesn't really matter. Oh, another big thing, Poseidon. I didn't like how non-mages could use, could make like all magic stuff and do magic things. There are more restrictions on stuff like that now. I didn't realize a lot of servers ran with the config setting to allow like any recipes to be crafted by anyone. Like they unlock like the sewing kit, right? You know, that's the big thing. So people don't have to be a tailor to make a sewing kit. I put in a bunch of stuff to where you, like my system before, you were able to just craft anything anywhere. Not anymore. I locked it down. So if you are a mage and you know magic, you can go into Thaumic Workbench. You can do all this stuff. Other non-mages can't do that. Now, non-mages can do some things. Like if they get enchanted stone, they can make like the enchanted cobblestone, right? That's just taking the already done enchanted stone and putting some, you know, mortar or something, clay in the middle. Things like that they can do. But there are some things that you can build with specifically. Just so you know. Just so you know. Okay. I need to focus because I'm so close to being done here. So this is the target position. See, I don't think... the target position set... so this is your position. Let me look to see where I am calculating target position from. I feel like I'm like one line away, one line of code away, and I just have to figure out how I'm going to rewrite this. Okay, so a target position, I think that is the goal. That is where you want to be traveling to. Or is that your current position? Target flee mode, target position. Oh, I'm gonna have to change it in here too. This is gonna crash. Man, should I even make this a block entity, or should I just make this an entity? An invisible entity that gets spawned too. But then I'm making a decision, right? I'm making a decision to have it not be a placeable block. Damn it, I'm lazy, but I just can't, I can't do that. I can't do that. All right. Let's figure this out. Let's go into here. So target entity, I can't really make it yourself. Can't really do that unless I can. Wonder if there's enough lag. Let's try and do that. Let's do target position. We'll do a target. Whoops, let's put a comma in. So target entity equals target. Let's try that. Let's do true task. Target entity equals target. Let me see how fear works now. After I fix this problem, you know what? I'm gonna not do anything else. I want to see how it works with the regular flee mode when it sees itself as the target to run away from. I'm banking on the fact that it's moving slightly. There's a slight difference to keep it going in that direction in a straight line. That's what I think could happen with the way this is. Some sort of entity being spawned, but have it be a visual identifier. Oh, fear thing is active. On top of seeing the animals run away. Hey! Looks like that worked. All right. Oh, this is dead too. Let's fire this back up. Let's just get a bunch of rusty dust. Let's hope it doesn't crash on me again. Boop. Okay, so they actually have fear being applied to them, but they're not able to run the AI task of running away. Okay. Particles are working. No! I made sure you can't. They don't have fall damage, so. Yeah, if I were to make it a ritual, I would have it be something like this is the perfect spell, regeneration. There. So it would be exactly like the regeneration spell, right? Instead of a moving projectile, you would see, you know, like it would be like the center, right? You would see that it would be an effect. But yeah, you would see it. It's just, it's different with like positional stuff here. So we got to figure this out. Now, did you just run away or did you walk over there? Oh, my rabbit was affected by fear. So it looks like it kind of is working, huh? He's trying to get the heck out. He ran off the cliff! Oh, he was that afraid! Jeez. Alright. You know what? Let's pull out... I want to see his name. Mr. Fuzzy Nuts. Apply. Alright, let's resummon you. There we go, buddy. I can see you a little better in the snow. Look, fear! It is working. You know what it is, though? That other creature, that wolf, so it's running away from itself. It's not running in a straight line. I think I think I like that better. Oh, it's immune! That's what's happening here. Whoops. Let's spawn another wolf. So I applied it way too frequently. It's already immune to other effects. Crowd control effects will have diminishing returns. See, so that thing, it doesn't tick all the time. It ticks every couple minutes. See, now this thing is feared, but it's not really feared. Oh, it's immune. That's why. It's immune to effects. So I need to put in another thing here. So we're getting closer. We are definitely getting closer. The particles. Where am I spawning? I'm spawning the particles here. I don't think I can do that. What I need to do, or I need to have an if statement. I need to have an if statement. Because I think all of this is calling server side only. We're going to do a couple of things here. I'm going to have to mark this dirty. Mark path dirty. So I got to mark that timer dirty. And then the control counter here. So let's do counter. I got to mark that dirty as well. And I have to come down to here. We're going to make an if statement. And we're going to encase this in an if statement. So I'm going to have to say, if you have this attribute, and this attribute, let's take a look. I think if the counter is more than 3, right? Greater than 2. Okay, so if it's greater than 2, just return. So I'm going to copy that. We're going to paste that in. So I'm going to say if it's less than or equal to 2, right? Because 3 is too much. At 3, you're immune. So we will just do this. You know what I could do? Let's copy this. Let's just put something in here to where if you are already immune, don't run any of this code, right? Like that's the easiest thing I can do. And now what I can do is just focus on this timer. This right here. Whoops, I didn't mean to do the whole if statement. There we go. So if this does not equal to 0, spawn the fear particles. Spawn the fear particles that last 3 seconds. Let's see what we get here. So I have to wait the 6 seconds, right? Because everything, okay. So this is immune. But this guy is not immune. Temporarily immune. Okay, so it's still... Damn. Brutal. So as soon as this timer runs out, this thing is going to be feared again. This guy's going to be fine because he's outside of the zone of influence. 2, 1, 0. Oop, feared. Okay, that's what I would expect. Can you run... Can you get a little closer now? Yes, yes. You should get feared again. When it ticks. Nope, because now he's immune. Now he's immune. So really it's getting just one fear effect off right now. Let's take a look at the stability stabilizer here. So that should be catching that. You know what I gotta do? I think I have to do a couple things. I need another one of these. And this has to be this. I have to say if this does not equal 0, then return. It's applying too many up front because I'm not stopping it with a counter. Oh, another thing we have to look for. I have to make sure it's not already running the behavior task. That's the other part. Can I just do task manager dot, there's no contains, has no active task, so it's an array, right? So if I say active task by slot dot has no contains, so there is a contains. So if I say if you have an active task of now the question is, will it just accept that? I don't think it will. I think it needs an AI task value. So I think I need to cut this out, paste it there. Okay, this whole thing is really annoying me, how it's like gapped weird here. This is getting to me. There we go. Okay, that's lining up better. Ugh. So in here I can say task 2. All right, let's cut this out. Let's make an if statement so I can say if so I could say if this is a task that is already actively running, return. Jesus Christ, this is bothering me so much, how it's... There we go. Oh my god. It's brutal. Let's see. Each time the spell goes off, it runs, and then it becomes immune for a bit, and then runs again. Yep. Yeah, I wanted to put in, because I didn't want these spells to be cheaty to where you can indefinitely crowd control something. So yeah, I added immunity to it. All right, so you run in fear. You're going to run off the side, but your particles are no longer spawning. Brutal. Have the spells like that bypass the immunity effect only when using it in a ritual or that spell? I don't know. I mean, it's something that I could do. I want to get it working this way because I already have the structure for it. Hey, Lady Cinder, how'd you sleep? Must be pretty late, actually. Did you sleep yet? This whole time I'm live streaming, I got a bag of Hershey Kisses here. I could be... No, it's 2 a.m. You need to go to bed. You gotta go to bed. Magic will be there in the morning. Did I find your kiln? I don't think so. I haven't gone exploring. I spent yesterday on the Polar Express. I got a bell from Santa. It was great. You'll put that bell right on my stocking. That's true, really, yeah. I got a cool mug too. Yeah, looking quite festive, thank you. So this, it's hard to tell if it's working. We gotta wait for these things to be immune here. So when that ticks, don't walk out of range. Come on, dude. There we go. Okay, there we go. So let him go in fear, right? So he was hit once with it. Okay, super cool now. Get hit again. Let it tick. Looks like it happens once, and then they're like, yep, I'm cool, man. Is it because of something here? Maybe I'm doing too much here. Let's try and get rid of some of this. Maybe I don't need all of those extra checks. Okay. Okay. And this ticks every, like, I think 2 seconds. Maybe it's every 1 second. I don't remember. So this is the run apply effects. Run applied effects. Okay. So it should be in here. So every half second. So this should be rapidly applying it. Maybe it's too fast. This may be a little too fast. Oh, you know what? It looks like some of those things. Yeah, it was messing up the particles. So that's good to know. So this thing is immune, but the particles are spawning on it again. This is dialing it in. Oh, is this the magical repulsion stuff? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a proof of concept. I'm not sure if it's going to be in the mod, but I'm kind of ran out of things to add to magic. And it looks like the full release of 1.20 is quite a ways away still. I guess maybe Santa's not going to be bringing us 1.20 full release. And get rid of that statement. Let's go back into fear. So if you have this AI task, I would love to move this. Would love to move this higher up in the chain. Ideally, it should be in here, and this should be like 6 seconds. But I don't think it's going to spawn the particles that high up. You're immune. Here, how about you? Yeah, see, it won't spawn those particles there. Lady Cinder, thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. I think I can think of many things to magic mod. Only just like started. I've only just started cooking. Been a busy week. That injury put me at a wake bad. Oh, ooh, yeah, that injury sucks. Watch your mouth, Val. Santa's bringing a full release. You watch your damn mouth. I believe. Yeah. I mean, well, there's a lot of ideas, but there's also a lot of ideas that would make other mods. That's a big thing, right? There's a lot of ideas that would make other mods. Think of this. This mod is supposed to be simple. You're supposed to cast spell with wand, shoot spell. That's what this mod's supposed to do. Sorry for the poor grammar. Sleep English is not Englishing. Yeah, it's all right. I still understood. I'm not any better. Haven't slept since last night. All-nighters playing with configs for our server for different mods. Ooh, grunt work, huh? Well, I know it's unrelated. Are there any world changes? There is no world gen still. I do not do anything like that specifically to allow people to remove the mod at any time and put the mod in at any time. Now that may change when we get dimensions and I get full-blown dimensions and I create a magic dimension world. Then I will have, of course, world gen in that world, but it won't affect your real world. We were thinking about resetting our 1.19.8 server soon, but keep the town-like world we built. Don't think we'll be broken up about a fresh start, but I know some people would prefer to keep their taverns. Yeah, I mean, you could do that a couple ways, though, right? You can just do a, you could export it as a schematic. Really, if you could be the one to test it out, like I said, Poseidon, I haven't tested it out. I'm assuming that some of the watched attributes are not going to work as well, because they now do different things. Just make sure that you wipe player data for the mages. Don't import that over, right? Because that's going to have all of the watched attributes for all the old system on you. There's going to be a lot of dead attributes too that will never get erased. That's another reason why. So I mean, it's, you know what? It's kind of hard to tell if this is working now. I got too many wolves in here. Too many, and they're all being lazy. Just woke them all up here. So you're immune. You're gonna have diminishing returns, but you are pretty much temporarily immune. Immune. You have fear. So, okay, what if I get rid of this whole immune effect? What if I just get rid of it? No timer. The counter, let's get rid of the counter. Let's get rid of this counter. Dimensions, yeah. I'm telling you, if I saw on the 1.20 our release candidate, if I saw that they had, and when I watched the video, there was that snippet where it looked like there was a Rust world. If I saw a dimension API and that you can actually add dimensions, I would have taken time off of work. We would be diving in it now. I would be in 1.20 with this mod deep diving, but that's not what we got. I'd be willing to mess with it since I'm the only mage. I can just wipe mine. Yeah. And like I said, it's my assumption that things would go wrong. I wanted to say that and have people have a fresh world because I can't test everything. I'm not in a position to test something like that because it's like low-hanging fruit, right? I'd rather add new spells and stuff than be like, does your old mage data port over? Like, it's a new mod, it's a mod rewrite. Just assume that, it's easier to tell people they need a fresh world because I'm not going to assume that everyone is savvy with like pruning out their player data or clearing watched attributes or anything like that. So it's like a use at your own risk. If you see some weird stuff, just know that I'm not going to be able to fix it, right? I'm not going to fix it. Can't do it. Ooh. I feel like this is all weird still. So this shouldn't have any other issues with working. Let me cut this out. Oh, see, this is all weird. Oh god, there we go. That looks so much better. My eyes were not tracking what was going on there. Okay, much better. So these guys, it doesn't matter now if they have a fear effect or not. They're going to get too close and they're going to run away, but you won't see anything anymore. Once all this stuff disappears, yeah, like you get too close, you run away. See, in the time, did you see the times were a little weird? Yeah, because I'm not syncing anything anymore. My rabbit! Fuzzy nuts, no! Okay, I gotta... Come on back, Fuzzy nuts. There you go, buddy. Let's clear this off. Let's just have you stay put. There you go. There you go, little buddy. Little pets. There we go. There you go, buddy. You stay. Those wolves, serious business. Look at that one wolf. He sat right on the line. He's like, I know what this is. Oops, sorry. So this is working actually very well. They're all if they cross the line, they get feared. Right? You go in. You get close. Okay, now it ticks. Oh, it actually, the stabilize buff didn't trigger for me there either. So there was a lapse in this. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So if I go over here. Oh, it's because it's looking for players first. Ooh, this is an interesting mechanic. It is not casting fear unless it detects a player within the range. It looks like that's what it is, right? I'm not in range to have this tick. They can walk in there. As soon as I go inside the sphere of influence, they get feared. Should I have that be part of this? I know where it's doing it, but should that be like a thing? Yeah, because of this right here, run apply buff to players. I have it running here. So it needs to detect a player like me before it casts fear on other things. That's actually pretty freaking slick. That's pretty cool. I don't know why that tickles me so much. Lazy wolves. Thankfully, my toes are not bitten since I led them to my Dark Nexus. But making them run and making my mage look like he has an aura of fear fits my lore. Is an aura spell automated by players being nearby? No, this thing is always running, but right now, any of the utility blocks only affects players. So to save calls, I just do a quick check to see if a player is in the sphere of influence, right? Is it in the AoE? If there is a player, then it will continue with the logic. If there's no player, then it stops right there because there's no need to calculate anything further. That's how I have it. So now I'll give you an instance here. If I cut this out and I paste it into right here, this will work whether I'm in the sphere or not. Come on, lazy wolves. Can I push you? There we go. See, I was outside. He got too close and he just ran away. So that's interesting, huh? See, like I'm outside the sphere. If I spawn him over there, he's just gonna start running. No. Oh, I'm locked out. Not really. Oh. Oof. 3 health. Oof. This system would be really fun to hide just under the surface while having like totems, runic stones, effigies, etc., a cosmetic source placed a few blocks above the surface. But see, that's the thing. I can make this look like a totem. Like this right now, it's just piggybacking off of this block. I'm going to make it a dedicated... Oh, man. That means I need to make a model for it. Oh, I hate making models. What is this thing gonna... Should it be... Should I have some shamanistic stuff? Should it be a totem? Would a totem be weird in a magic? It wouldn't be weird in a magic mod, right? I mean, shamans are magic, right? Oh, interesting, right? This guy's hitbox, I bet the center of it to get affected is right there, right on the line. Yup, as soon as I move them a little bit. That's pretty slick. I kind of like this. Kind of like this. We got maybe new magic coming in. Depends on, I guess, what they're scared of, or is it a block or what? Well, I could do anything in lore, you know, because I'm making my own lore, like primordial magic. Oh, Fuzzy Nuts is sleeping. There you go, buddy. You sleep. So with the lore, like I said, I'm pretty much turning the Rust world and the Rust and you know, the Rust energy into primordial magic. So I can easily whip up something that says, yeah, you know what, this is a totem. It's inactive. Once you activate it, it sends, you know, it casts the fear spell, or, you know, that's basically what it does. It casts fear on everything that's around it, right? Like, but it's like, does the totem aspect of it, you know, kind of like WoW, right? Shamans have their totems they throw down. Should I allow you to throw down this thing as a totem and charge it up, right? Or should it be more of a ritual, right? Should you spawn this through a ritual? And then it makes a totem in that area. Like, I don't know. Should you be able to break that item and move it somewhere after you produce it with a ritual? If that's the case, why bother with a ritual? Why not make it just a Thaumic workbench recipe? So a lot of questions I would have with this. Shamans are magic. We have our RP based off of Norse and things, alchemical and totems. We use offerings of deities and whatnot. I don't think it wouldn't fit, since you obviously have to call nature magic. Yeah, that's true. Like, I had the whole idea of, like, druids. I mean, heck, like, out of the magic wands, or the magic staves, right? I have the druid staff, right? I want you to be able to feel like a druid. I have the new priest staff. I don't think you've seen that. Here, let me go to regular wood. There. So that's the new priest staff. It actually glows at a point. See if I can. That's the new priest staff there. So I want you to be able to role play with whatever you want. Having shamanistic kind of magic, you know, having like totems, I think that'd be pretty neat. Although that's a slippery slope, because then it's like, what do I make a totem that casts, you know, like buffs on people too? That would kind of be overpowered a little bit. Know what I mean? So I gotta be careful. It's like the Riftbloom tea. With that Riftbloom tea, I didn't want people to be like, oh, why not put alchemy in this mod? This is not the alchemy mod. Although, once this mod is feature complete, I do want to make an alchemy mod. I want to make an alchemy mod. I want you to be able to research. I want you to be able to, like, each item, each like plant, like death cap or something, I want you to have to like eat the items, right? Like once, to maybe see what a basic effect of it is, and then research and be able to distill things down to make potions that you can then have. Like, I do want to make an alchemy mod, but this is not the mod space for it. That would be a different mod. So I had to come up with a way to, like, because for the Riftbloom tea, it's like, well, how do you get a more potent effect? And all of a sudden I got like, oh, well, there's the distillery and you can do this and you can add other reagents. No. It's not an alchemy mod. You brew this in a barrel for now, right? You brew this in a barrel. Nice. I personally prefer two staffs, the Nebula. My favorite, the Reaper's my other favorite, but the Nebula one, the one we sometimes do darker RPs like deaths and whatnot, I bring the Scythe. Who doesn't like looking like the Reaper? Right? My two favorite staffs, hands down. Those are my two favorite. And you know what? I like a lot of the staffs. I like the Conjurer staff because it was very much themed after Final Fantasy. You know, like the whole crooked cane kind of thing with the gem in it. I like the club, the club staff because it looks like a melee. It looks like a mace. I like a lot of them. The Druid staff, the Nebula staff is my favorite though. This one is definitely my favorite. I love like the twirls in it and coming up with the like the hooks. I love it. I think it looks awesome. The priest staff looks pretty good too. I'd say the priest staff looks pretty good. I eventually want to get more models for this. I can expand this as much as I want. The transmog system's done, right? Like everything will inherit to color. Oh, you know, I also like the Rusty Jonas set. I added the Rusty Jonas set here. Let's there we go. We'll get that. I'll get some Rusty Jonas legs. Oh, insufficient mana. Let's become an Archmage. Boop. There we go. I was gonna say I should have more than enough mana. No, I do not have more than enough mana. All right. Go. Got to soulbind everything. Oh, insufficient mana. There we go. Whoops. I didn't want to pick up. Oh, I didn't. Is this gonna sound weird? I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could just scoop up. I always knock it with shovels. I didn't know you could scoop up and make snowballs. I love that. That's pretty cool. Maybe I should make a spell where you could summon snowballs. You could have snowball fights. There we go. This set of armor I really like. Right here, the Rusty Jonas set. I redid the oh, looks like we got some. What am I, a commoner? Oh, the commoner gloves don't handle well on the one side. I could fix that. That's not a big deal. But this set of armor I like a lot. I feel like it's very, very rust magey. Here, let's fix this this Z fighting here. I think I just need to make that sleeve a little bigger. Or what I could do is I can hide the... No, I don't want you to hide the gloves. I want you to be able to have gloves on if you want. All right, let's fix this. Perfect. These are the little things that I'm like nitpicking now. The little things. That looks amazing. I have a necromancer armor that I want to make. I have like a horned kind of helmet where the horns, I think they come out and then like swoop back right now. But I want like bones embedded in the robes, and I want the skull, like the animal skulls on your shoulder pads. I want you to be able to role play as the mage you want to be. All right, so let's fix that. I need to come over here. Let's go to my desktop. This is the VS Model Creator. Boop. File, open. All right, let's go into shapes, entities, humanoid, armor. See, I got the necromancer in there. So let's go to the Rusty Jonas. I may have to do this for everything. Body, open. We want to use this Seraph model. So looking at my character from the back, right there. So it is this side right here. It's that right there that needs to expand a little bit. Let's do 0, 5. Okay, let's expand this out this way. Okay. Which means this would become that to compensate. And then going out, this would have to be 4. Now this needs to also expand one more here. That needs to be 5. Is that? No, that's not an extra. Oh, that right there. Yeah, that needs to expand out too. So this needs to be .1. This needs to be 7. Okay, so that should fix it. Let's do file save. Fireball it in. All right, so we got Z fighting now. Let's reload. We have snowball fights sometimes. I'm missing some stuff here. Nice, personally prefer. Okay, I read that. That was my first transmog. I was bonk wizard. Yeah, staff kind of gives me Dead Space marker vibes. Yeah. I would love to make a summon skeleton spell, but it would be too powerful. It's too powerful. I can't make one spell that makes all my other spells weak in comparison, and no one wants to use them. This is off, so these look at all these things, thinking they own the place right now. You just get a bunch of rusty dust. Here you go. Yeah, that's what I thought. You all run. Looks amazing. So the rusty neutral set, and then you're making the necro to go with the darker elements and regular for priests. Well, I mean, I'm gonna make like I want to make a druid set. I want to make a necromancer set. The sets are just looks, but yeah, I want like armor sets. I think it would look cool. Oh, interesting. This is the interface for making the 3D models used in mods. Yeah, this is it. Yep. This is the model creator. Oh, wait. The whole point of doing that was to get rid of the Z fighting, and we did. Huzzah! Yep, there we go. Fixed. Oh, almost. Why would I really don't like the way. So a lot of the in-game clothes are really sloppy. These are both, the left and right arm are supposed to be the same size originally. Look at the size of that glove compared to the size of that glove. It glitches out. So that means for that side, I have to make it a little bit more and bump it out a little bit more. It's kind of lame. It's the back side, right? Yeah. Lame. Okay. So let's bump this out to... Can't be 3.0, right? It's got to be like .31. Nah, yeah, let's do 3.0. Maybe I'll get lucky. That means this needs to be 9, which means this needs to be 3.2. Lame. Yeah, they have a model creator in the game files, I think. I've seen this on Vintage Story server anyways. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff in. Look at that. Even bumping it out, like now it's right up to the point. Oh my god. I got to be careful with this though, because it if I bump it out too far, you will notice that one sleeve is bigger than the other. You know, like it's I don't like this. But I have to do it. Gotta do it. I did fireball this in, right? I did fireball it in and reload. I just maybe I messed something up. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe. Nope, it was not my fault. The game's fault. Oh god, this is gonna look so... Ugh. Alright. 3.0. .1. I'm like physically hurting over this, just so everyone knows. My OCD is gonna forever know that your right arm is going to be slightly bigger than your left. Ugh. Ugh. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, missed a whole bunch of stuff there. My D&D game. The most powerful one spell my fellow wizards had was the ultimate spell that any wizard would be jealous of. The spell was called Summon Chair. I thought it was called Wish, but okay. Summon Chair, as the name suggests, it would allow the caster to summon a chair at their position. When they go to sit down there, there would be a chair. Upon leaving, the chair would vanish once more. The chair was random each time. A rock, a log, a throne, a barrel. That's pretty funny. I'll be making this and crediting whoever your DM is and you with this idea. Love that idea. I would be the DM. It's their signature look of superiority over the game being wrong. How dare... Look at this! Are you kidding me? I'm bumping it out way too much. No, I'm doing it way too much. Did I forget to load it? Did I forget? Like, let me file, save, fireball it in, reload the game. I can't keep going. The sleeve is getting bigger and bigger. It's too big. It's too big. Maybe, but why am I fixing it? It needs to be pointed out to the game devs. They need to fix the asset. You know what? Protest. I'm not making the damn sleeve any bigger. Oh my god, it's like less than a fingernail of like. But no, not anymore. Nope. I'm gonna make this sleeve a little longer now. All right, they go in the same direction, yeah. So I'm gonna make this sleeve a little longer so the sleeves at least match. But no, we're not going any further. Nope. 32, there we go. That's 33. Let me just make sure. Yep, that's 33. That's 31, right? And that is... Oh, 32. Wait, so this is... I went one too many. There we go. Okay, now that they're both the same size, I don't know. Do I leave that going through and protest? Or do I just hide it up? Like, hide it? What should I do? I'll let the viewers decide. Do I fix it in my armor, or do I have it stay and be a reminder? That way every single person who complains to me, the commoner gloves show through, I'll be like, you know what? Oh, is it? Oh, come the 15th, people playing with the new version of the mod, you'll be able to get Christmas hat drops from killing my elementals. They're rare drops, but you will be able to put on one of these 2 winter hats. You'll be able to find them. For the longest time, I wanted to make like holiday themed drops and stuff, so I did that. I did that in the new version of the mod. For Halloween, it was jack-o'-lanterns, like that you could put on. Yeah, put on your helmet. Your helmet. It was your helmet, jack-o'-lantern. Nightmare Before Christmas. I gotta watch that again for the billionth time. Every year, it's like my tradition. I watch The Grinch and Nightmare Before Christmas right after up to Halloween, and then right all through to Christmas. I would say fix it, but you are having the same clothing issue with every year. Yeah, it's because this glove is too big compared to the other glove. Like the sizes are different. There's a lot of stuff that I cover up. Like, I'll bump it out to, now that they match, I guess I could. Save. Fireball. We'll see if this does it. Sounds like a them game problem. They do their best. They do their. I can't be too harsh. They got some good people working for them. What? I'm trying to like. Come on, man. Ah, oh, jeez. Jeez. How about that? Would that fix it? Here, let's just save that. Would that fix it? A big old plump? Jeez, man. There we go. This will fix it. Perfect. There. Ah! Oh. Do I have my other mod running too? Hold on. It could have been pulling from... Either way, it's still their fault for the original issue. But let's try it now. Sometimes if you have two of the mods running at the same time, the game will pick and choose the assets from both. So it may not have been loading my assets. You know what? I also may need to restart. Yeah, let's restart as well. And we'll rebuild. There's a lot of stuff we got to bring in. There we go. Careful, Vice, your sanity meter's dropping. It's okay. Phasmophobia taught me I just have to take copious amounts of pills and I can feel better. Nothing like doing a little drugs in your ghost hunt. Bring those prescription pills, but I'll have Walmart brand flashlights. Okay. Now let's go back into this. Jonas body. All right. Let's actually go into here. When you, as a side note, when you do edits on things like this, you need to physically go back in. So shapes, entities, humanoid, armor, Rusty Jonas. So in here, if you look, the backdrop shape does change. I like to make sure that it uses the game backdrop shape. There we go. Yes, this seems healthy. Hey, they got white in them, right? That's light magic right there. Wouldn't it be a funny twist in the game Phasmophobia that it was because you were taking drugs that you started to see ghosts and things that weren't there? Wouldn't that be something? Weird, it's not... You know what, if you look... Oh, the texture mapping. Hold on. Let's retract some of this stuff here. Let's retract it. So that's 3. That's 3. Let's look at the faces here. Damn it, I hate this model creator. I guess that's good enough. There's the south. We'll try that. It could have been a little off the side. Save, fireball, reload. Lewis from Left 4 Dead just yelling at the distance about pills. We get the same issue in Other Hand if you don't hold the lantern. Oh, you know what? No, I don't think. Because it maps with your character, right? So that's what it looks like right there. All right, so it maps with your Seraph model. There we go. Yeah, so I do need to bump it out just a little bit. It should be bumping out. I wonder why it's not doing it, unless I'm doing it in such a This is the Rusty Jonas body. Let's go back to here. See, it's looking at your Seraph hand. So we should have a little gap there. Let's take a quick look. Let's take off the gloves. Back to game. Now let's take a quick look. God, I gotta go over to the edge. Yeah, see, there's you can't really. Yeah, there's a little bit of gap there. So this glove it doesn't map on your character right. It's too big. It's too big in that one direction, that one side. All right. So let me try to bump it out like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just want to see this change. These Hershey Kisses they're taunting me right now. 160 calories? Oh, per 7 pieces. Okay, I was gonna say, what? I may never be eating these again. Yeah, see, it didn't bump out. Yeah, it did not bump out my arms like it should have. I may have to look at this off stream. There may be, you know what? There may be another model underneath. There is. Oh, there is another one. Okay. All right, I'm going to undo everything that I've done. There we go. I see what model to do now. There we go. So this is the original size. So this is actually what I want to bump out. And we'll bump out the cuff size, and we'll bump this out as well. If I do it on one side, I'll do it on the other as well. So we'll bump this out. Bump that out. And that. There we go. File, save, fireball. There we go. That should fix it. I just looked over at my stream and I see my Christmas lights. There we go. Oh, but I forgot. I undid everything, so I have to shift everything forward once again. But it fixed it on the backside. So let's do that now. This should be easier to do. So I grab this whole thing and we are going to push it back literally like 6, maybe we'll do that. Nope, 0.5. 0. This will be the same thing. So this would be 0.5. 0.5, 0. Negative 0.5. There we go. There we go. That is what I want there. Okay, now with this, I have to offset it a little more. So we'll do 1 there. I got to offset it 1 in that direction. Same thing with this cuff, 1 and 1. Same thing with this, 1 and 1. With this, I need to offset it 1 and 1. 1, 1. 1, 1. There we go. So I just made both arms recentered and a little bigger, so people won't know that one side's a little bigger than the other. If I wipe all my data, would you say it's safe for me to mess with the beta you got in Discord in our server? Playing a single player, I'm using, I'm a bit lustful to flaunt off the bullets. With these barrier and temperance spells. Yeah, right. Yeah, but like I said, I just haven't tested it. It's easier for me to say, like, yeah, because ideally the watched attributes changed, but it also changed how I process those watch attributes. So I can't tell what you'll run into. I can guarantee most of the items that you have made will be dead items. Most of, like, all the registry names and everything changed. So it's going to be like you're starting from scratch. And if you're in a world where you placed a bunch of, like, the old obelisks and stuff, they're going to come up as white question mark boxes. You'll have to manually remove them. Other than that, you get a lot of stuff in return. Ah! Oh, apply fear! Target is null. Yup. Okay, let's fix the fear spell. So summoning a projectile within this range is not good. It's not good. Every time I get a crash, I'm going to give myself a Hershey kiss. Okay. Oh. Hold on. This is incorrect. There we go. Which means down here, spell AI task. Okay, so it does need to be entity agent. I just need to do a quick. Okay, I know how to fix this. This is going to be easy. So I can still have it be entity agent. I just need to put a check here to say if entity is entity agent, right? But that's not what I want. I want to put this in parentheses and I want to make it a negative statement. We'll do a return. Now I don't think that's going to save us here. Can I just keep going? Oh, I can. Cool. So let's cast that spell again. There we go. Perfect. So that's going to catch it if it's not an entity agent. It's just going to return, which is going to be all of your spell projectiles. So I don't have Fireball. We'll do Shadow Bolt. Shadow Bolt 3. So if I cast this spell, yeah, it can live. It's good. Yeah, Shadow Bolt does 18 points of damage. Shadow Bolt 3. Boop. I feel kind of bad. There you go, buddy. Live. Be with your family and your friends. And we'll cast regeneration in here. There you go. Tick up, little guy. Heal up. So I fixed that. You know what? That problem is probably going to be in my other armor sets. Let's take a look. Let's take a gander. Regular robe. Let's get the temporal one will definitely be affected. Do do do. Mm-hmm. No, actually, it looks like that's not affected. All right, what about this? This one maybe. Yep. So we got to do the same thing to this other arm. You know what though? The models are pretty much the same. Let's save and quit. Because I think what I can do is copy this. I have them separated out just in case I did want to change them. But really, it's just going from a rusty to a, to a temporal. So I can delete that. Paste that in. Let's go into, let's set the serif shape right there. Body. Paste that in, save everything. So now the temporal armor should also work. Man away! Lurking while playing Icarus, playing around with the Proto-Famous open map. I've looked at Icarus. It looks good. I just haven't got it. I like survival games. It's kind of like that Green Hell game. It's like I looked at it and I'm like, it looks good. But it's one of those things where I would rather watch someone play than play myself. Kind of like games like The Last Spell or other things, right? Faster Than Light, right? FTL. I'd rather watch people play it than play it myself. I got games like that. And it's just about time for me to... Green Hell is amazing, yeah. It is just about time for me to raid someone. Head out. I love this new... I want to turn this... I gotta think about... I gotta think about how I'm going to have this spell work, right? Because it can't live in the stability stabilizer. Is this gonna be something that you make from rituals? Is this going to be an item that you make from rituals and then pick up? Do you make it in... You know what I mean? Like, what should this be? We have the effect done, and it works great. Bump... Oh, I bumped them further out of the zone. But I need to come up with a name for this. I will probably put something in the Rustbound Magic Alpha asking about this. But yeah. Let's make this a real block. Let's make this a real block. Oh, let me check the armor. Here, hold on. Yep, so it's fixed. It's fixed on all the armor. Boop. Put my temporal mage armor back on. Throw this stuff out. There we go. Okay, yeah, let's find someone to raid. The next, I will produce the next beta, probably beta 7.2, with all this stuff. I just need to create an item for it. I may live stream again later today. This has been really productive. This has been fun. But let's go to Twitch and see who is playing right now. Who is playing Vintage Story? Perk Cuss, my man. Who do we have here? Oh, we got some people. We got some people. Let's see. Jingle Jam Day 8. That person's doing a fundraiser. Okay. Vintage Story. Oh, they're doing the new release candidate. Okay. Although if I watch someone do the release candidate, I like Perk Cuss. We got someone, I'm home. Talk about drops enabled. I think you're playing the wrong game. Vintage Story, I don't think has any drops. Vintage Story, new server. 12/8/20. Oh, they put today's date. I was gonna say there's no version 12 right now. I don't know. Who do we want to stream? Anyone? Perk? Yeah, Percuss. Normally they'll go to that. I like watching that guy. Oops. I just want to copy his name. Perk/raid Percuss. I probably won't stay. I'm gonna like raid and dash. But later, I'm either gonna live stream again later, or I'm just gonna go into the Discord, the chit chat, and just do a screen share and kind of like to maybe talk with people for realsies instead of just stream, and maybe brainstorm some ideas here, right? How does this effect live in this game, right? How should you apply this where it's not super overpowered, right? Because something like this, it's just going to last forever. I don't want that. But maybe something like this can be a temporary block that's spawned and then destroyed. You never know. Maybe you do a ritual and it puts this in and it just, for the lifetime, it has so many charges. I don't know. But thank you everyone for watching. This has been a pretty awesome stream. Thank you, Lady Cinder. I hope you are sleeping, by the way, and you don't hear me thanking you right now. But definitely thank you for the bits. Thank you for the subs, Oder with the Prime. And yeah, this has been great. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Adios. See you later. Oh, wait, no. Exclamation raid. Wait, /raid. Exclamation raid. I gotta copy this. Almost, okay, there we go. All right, bye, everyone. I always forget to copy that.